TOTENTANZ 2025, A Distillation of Exile and the Infernal Machine. The Muppet Waltz of Imperial Decay. The ruling class pirouettes across the stage, wearing masks that shift with necessity but never with meaning. The institutional left plays at opposition, scattering tokens like confetti, grant-funded dissent carefully measured to never threaten power. The right, meanwhile, parades its blunt brutality, and the two act as if they are opposing forces, when in truth they are the same machine, performing different scripts. The arts, once imagined as a realm of autonomy, have become a bureaucratic appendage of empire, operating as aestheticized propaganda, grant-funded control mechanisms, and careerist networking schemes. The avant-garde is dead, it has been taxidermied and placed on display at biennales and institutions that exist to celebrate their own curation. Meanwhile, those who refuse assimilation are simply erased, as if they never existed at all. Silence is the ultimate form of censorship, and erasure is the surest way to kill a voice. Algorithms function as the high priests of the infernal machine, deciding who can be seen and who must be buried under layers of digital sediment. When they allow a trickle of visibility, it is not freedom but a controlled burn, a simulation of agency to obscure the reality of total control. A world of simulation and spamnesia. Every historical crime, genocide, war, empire, mass exploitation has been processed through the machine, sanitized and rebranded for historical theme parks of moral convenience. The same ruling structures that orchestrated mass atrocities now appoint themselves as moral authorities, condemning crimes they have already committed and continue to commit, under new slogans and fresh branding. Memory itself has been fragmented into spamnesia, a world of ceaseless information with no coherence, no through line, no accountability. Historical revisionism is not just a question of rewriting the past, but of drowning the past in an ocean of meaningless noise, where even the most obvious truths become just another subjective narrative. This is the total triumph of imperial propaganda, a world where the military-industrial complex is now called security, economic warfare is called stability, cultural imperialism is called inclusivity, censorship is called moderation, oppression is called democracy. The exiled artist and the singularity of control. And where does that leave those who refuse to perform in the Muppet circus? Exiled, isolated, watching the Nepo-bourgeois cultural elites reward themselves endlessly while creativity is either commodified or disappeared. The artist without institutional blessing is not a threat, they are simply not real in the eyes of the system. Art was once a summoning of the unknown, but now it has been replaced by aesthetic branding, AI-generated mediocrity, and curated narratives that reinforce existing hierarchies. Even the concept of rebellion is a commodity, pre-packaged for consumption. And so we stand at the precipice of the next iteration of the infernal machine, the age of total algorithmic control, where every word, image, and idea is filtered, categorized, and either amplified or buried. The singularity of corrupted mediated Muppetification looms, an era where no independent expression can emerge without passing through the gates of empire. What comes next? A full-spectrum propaganda state where dissent is either commodified, infiltrated, or obliterated. The further automation of cultural production, where creativity is an algorithmic byproduct, mass-generated to fill an infinite content stream. A deepening divide between the seen and the unseen, where entire voices, histories, and realities are erased in real time. A war economy disguised as a moral crusade, justifying endless destruction under the banner of righteousness. And yet, despite everything, Orpheus still sings. Despite exile, despite erasure, despite the totentanz of the algorithmic age, there are those who refuse to disappear. The infernal machine can only function if no one sees it for what it is, and once seen, its illusions begin to crumble. The real question is not whether collapse is coming, it is. The question is, who will still exist when the dust settles?